Hello guys, welcome to Cetra Gaming with your host Ponyboy Cetra. Um, One thing that's been getting to my mind lately is modern versus gaming. What I mean, modern? Hello, God, I can't even talk. Modern gaming versus retro gaming. Now, obviously you can't really compare the two. Well, you can, but you can't because one's history with limited technology compared to a whole advancing technology, seeing a brand new future. Um, Mainly consoles is probably what I'm focused on. So I think PC gaming isn't going anywhere for a long time. PC's gaming is gonna be strong, but for console gaming, it could be the last generation we see. Now you're like, what are you talking about, man? Xbox said they're gonna make a new generation and all this other stuff. Look, every company, first of all, every company is going to say anything to try to keep you on board, because if Xbox was to tell you, we're not making the next gen consoles, everybody would stop buying Xbox Ones, everyone would stop caring about Xbox, and that'll be it. Because they'll be like, why waste money on future investments that I won't be able to play later on? So I really want to discuss this topic because now it's around that time the 360 and PS3 is almost considered retro consoles, and it's like, where is it going? And, all these questions. When is it? There's so many questions that I think could all be linked to the past. Get it linked to the past. Um, so first thing is, it might this first of all, I want to mention that this may be a 3-4 video part series, a mini series. So I'm gonna go over some of these topics individually, but first off, what is considered retro? Well, um, in these videos, I'm gonna be going over the time period, discussing the media interface, and discussing last generation still being considered new as of right now, as of January of 2016. So yeah, why hear this topic? Well, why the reason why I think you should hear this topic is where is consoles going, where it went wrong, and can we go back now? For worrying for the first topic, where consoles going, consoles are going to a place that I feel like isn't good. There's a guy, I think his name's Adam. He's a pretty good YouTuber. I liked his videos. I saw his video and it really got me thinking, and I kind of agree what he's saying. You may not, but I kind of hear his points, and if you want to see him, his video will be in the link in the description below. But pretty much he talks about how, like, what the future was. Like, he even predicted, or I think he did more or less, about Nintendo making a new console around 2016, which Nintendo, obviously in 2016 they just said. So he kind of got like a good idea about it, and knowing that where where like the future of gaming is going. Honestly, I think, well, as what he says, where it went wrong is with the PlayStation. He said that PlayStation sold the, like, started really packaging more as a CD console. Like, when it was, because it is a CD based console, but it started focusing more on the fact that it had a CD and less of its like games. And same with the PS2, especially he really emphasizes the PS2 because of how it didn't even market itself as a gaming console at first. It marketed itself as a DVD player, and that's all people got it for. Um, and honestly, if we can go back, I don't think we can, but at the same time, things happen all the time, so it's possible. But I think it's a very slim chance that we can still stay on the console course. But I kind of agree with this guy about the whole, leaving consoles in the dust. Microsoft, you could tell even just looking behind your Xbox One, they got an in and out HDMI, which pretty much telling you that they really have more investments. Heck, even here at the first conference when Xbox One was released, all they talked about was TV and media. And obviously, I know that they want to be like this all-in-one Xbox One. I get it, but you can tell that's where they're trying to be everything. And honestly, I think maybe the next Xbox may even ditch gaming, or if not, just barely having it emphasize more on TV and music. Like, heck, you can go to the Xbox store right now and see all the categories that are there. X gaming is its one main category compared to movies, TV, music. Like, damn, you know, like, it's kind of sad to see it happen like that. Um, what I'll technically be going over within this series is also the generations tech improvements like over time with the consoles and even modern and the potentials obviously that are still there. And when we went from bits to polygons, now if y'all are newer gamers, y'all probably never heard of this term bits, but essentially in a short, I guess, sentence, I guess, bits is what they marketed back then to show that your games are better. Like now, when you're to hear Xbox One versus PS4, you just got to take like unless you know computers, you probably wouldn't know who was more powerful or not unless you knew that it had one had 16 gigs of RAM, one had a faster CPU, one had a faster graphics processor, all that stuff. You would never know that, but back then you didn't have to know all those stuff. All you had to know how many bits did it have, which especially that didn't really come to effect until the 16-bit era, with the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, which was like probably in everyone's opinion one of the best gaming generations of all time. But um, I would also be going over emulation versus original. Emulation is pretty much when you get like a phone computer, download an app, then download some games, the ROM files of the games, and to play like your game, like old school games or even new school games, as long as you legally own it. It's legal in that case. Um, but it's there, but it's not like compared to hardware. That's a big debate too. So I will be going over that. Um, I'll be going over the pros and cons individually, and my opinions and what you should do and research and all that stuff. Um, also, and especially within this topic, you also gotta remember there's facts and opinions. So, what is an opinion? What is a fact? Hopefully, you know what it is. Um, these videos will be mixed, so like I'm not gonna have one video for facts and my next video just whole opinion. I'm not gonna do that. I don't know anyone who does that shit. um, and personally, I may like retro consoles just a little bit more, but not by like a whole long shot. Like honestly, I cannot be one without the other. Um, gaming has always been a big thing for me. It's always affected my life in such good ways, and honestly, I want to see it stay as in consoles. Cause don't get me wrong, I love playing on PC, but there's just something about that console experience that I think everyone, because no one really starts off on like there are some people that start on PC and stay on PC, or but mostly usually how it works is people start on consoles and then work on PC, or people stay on consoles. But I've never seen anyone that started on PC made it to consoles. But um consoles have, really brought me into gaming. Obviously, if there's no consoles, I probably would care less about gaming. But those days where you just come home and you're like tired as a kid, maybe like you just came back from your second day of, I don't know, second grade. You're all tired because I got a lot of homework, and you're able to come home, maybe bring some friends over and just start up that old console. Like it feels good, Like my first consoles was the Dreamcast, then the Game Boy. Um, let's see, it was the Xbox, and then I went on to the next generation. I went on to 360 and PS3, and so forth, I guess. But I really love gaming, and gaming I wish I could stay, but you know, it might happen. It's like I'm not gonna have my hopes up if they do come with like good consoles. Next generation. It'll be nice, but I see like PlayStation over glorified downloading like the Steam box or some shit. Xbox One entertainment setup. Nintendo may truly have a true next console, but that'll be it after that. Um, I wouldn't know what to Nintendo do if the gaming generation died, but it looks like it's looking more for the social, so like phones and tablets. But yeah, those are the stuff that I'll probably be going over and what you should take into consideration. But honestly, next this generation so far, this new Xbox One PS4 generation, it's been okay, but it's also been it's had a lot of flaws, like requiring internet to play these games. Like, who says like I can't get on my Sega Genesis, put in a cartridge, and then all of a sudden you're not connected to the internet, can't play the game. Like Destiny is a people may have mixed feelings. Personally, I just like I find it annoying. I really don't like Destiny, but at the same time, it is kind of like I don't hate the game either. Like, um, I guess it's more of addictive, but I really got rid of that game real quick. But the reason is because the reason why I don't get attached to that game is because it's gonna be one of those games when like eventually 360 servers are gonna be down. Soon later. I don't know how soon, but more or less, I wouldn't be surprised when they get down real soon. And eventually Xbox One and PS4 is gonna have going through the same thing. And yeah, sure, by the time Destiny will have their sequels and all that, but the fact that you paid for a $60 game, knowing that one day you would never play it again, like back then you bought a PS2 game and knowing it's mine forever. I'll play this for with the rest of my life. Destiny is not like that. Destiny, you need internet. You like shit. I wouldn't know how else to play it unless you found some weird hack server stuff. Like I don't know, but just knowing that you need internet kind of sucks. Like that's why I never bought the game personally. I just I think I license transferred it, but you know, it was just it kind of sucked seeing it where it can go. That's why I prefer. That's what, and that's one of the things that probably be talked about was like retro consoles, the games actually being finished before they sell it. Unlike now, it's just games are made half made, and then later on they'll put in like 2, 3 updates to actually complete the game, or even through DLC. Especially Destiny is like the one that you should probably be looking at. Like Destiny is like the DLC I heard was even actually part of the game, but last minute they took it out separate as DLC just so they can make a quick buck. I've even heard stories of that. Uh, shit. There's just so many problems, but that doesn't mean that retro gaming didn't have its flaws either. Um, but yeah, all this will be going over in the next few videos. So I hope to see you in the next few videos. The link of that guy's this video in the description will be below. Said that kind of fast. So yeah, guys, have a great day, and as always, get her done.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light